Cowboy Bebop is getting a Netflix adaptation and I had no idea about it? Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
It's a me,
Dario!
Woohoo! Let's go!
Alright, so I'm pissed. I'm pissed because I can't believe I hadn't heard about this. Apparently it's something that has been going on all the way back since April when they announced that fucking Cowboy Bebop already has a fucking lead. But before I get into that, let me give you a quick reminder that you can find the podcast in the iHeartRadio app. Just type in The Show Presents Super Dario World, or you can find it on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube, Super Dario World Podcast. All right, so for those of you who don't know, Cowboy Bebop is considered one of the greatest animes of all time. The plot pretty much, I'll just read you the description as they give it here on the website. But you know what? First off, let's listen to one of the greatest opening sequences of all time.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Oh man, I love Cowboy Bebop. That's honestly one of my favorite openings of all time. That song, it makes me want to listen to jazz more. It makes me... I don't really listen to jazz, but I only want to watch Cowboy Bebop. Anyway, let me read you the plot here real quick so you kind of know what the hell I'm talking about. Let's see. This is straight out of IMDb. The futuristic misadventures and tragedies of an easygoing bounty hunter and his partners. Well, that really doesn't give it justice because it doesn't mention space anywhere. It's a group of bounty hunters in space. It's a ragtag group of bounty hunters in space. Misfits and whatnot. Let me see what they say about the live-action show. A live-action adaptation of the popular anime about a crew of futuristic bounty hunters. That at least is a little bit, it's a little bit better. Anyway, so I just found out that apparently Cowboy Bebop is having a live-action remake. Well, it's a live-action miniseries based on the original anime, and it's being made by Netflix. So, a few things here, because they announced some casting a while back. The only reason why I found out about this is because they announced one of the secondary characters got cast. But, okay, so I've complained on this show before about live-action adaptations of anime, that they shouldn't do it. Mostly because it's a dumb idea. It's really hard for them to match up. I think that the closest anybody's ever gotten to making a decent adaptation out of an anime or a manga, which would be the equivalent of a Japanese comic, so far has been Alita Battle Angel. That one wasn't perfect, but I think it's the best so far. However, Cowboy Bebop, Cowboy Bebop took a lot of influence from a lot of elements from the time, a lot of shows of the time, and it's kind of influenced a lot of media since then. A perfect example of this is for those of you who ever watched the TV show Firefly, Joss Whedon's Firefly. I believe I've raved about this. It's one of the best sci-fi shows of all time. Firefly took a lot, and I mean a lot, from Cowboy Bebop. A lot. If any of you have ever seen Firefly and Cowboy Bebop, I'm pretty sure you see what I'm talking about. But if you have not, I highly recommend both of those. So, how can I explain it? A reason why I think Cowboy Bebop could actually work as an adaptation is because it kind of keeps its feet on the ground. It's at heart, it's a neo-noir film. It's kind of a dark, not neo-noir, not film, show. It's a neo-noir show. But it's kind of sci-fi neo-noir. It's kind of like Blade Runner in a way, but a little bit more cartoony. So, it's an animated show. So it's a great show. I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't want to do any spoilers about anything. But I have a lot of issues because I've gotten a little bit deep into what the show is going to be about, the casting and all that stuff. So first off, I think it's actually straight off the bat, I think it's an adaptable show. There's some TV shows, there's some anime that I'm like, dude, it would be just stupid for you to try to do this live action. And then they do a live action, and then, lo and behold, it is stupid. Now, there's other anime where I was like, this is perfectly adaptable. It should be fine. And then they adapt it, and then it's terrible. Case in point, Death Note. If you haven't seen it, watch the original anime, and then watch the. You know what? Don't watch the Netflix one. You'll just hate yourself. The anime is great. Except for the second half. The first half is better. But because they fucked up the ending. It's one of the worst endings of all time. Honestly, that's if you want to talk about majorly fucking up an ending. I'm still pissed. I'm still pissed at what they did to those characters. Anyway. Yeah, so I think that there's some of them that are actually quite adaptable. Cowboy Bebop should be adaptable. And in a way, Firefly kind of also already set that up. There's a lot of sci-fi stuff out there that kind of already paved the road for live action Cowboy Bebop, so it should be doable. My only concern here is that it's Netflix, because Netflix has fucked up other live action versions of anime. Case in point, Death Note. You had an opportunity to fix the ending there, and you kind of just made it worse. You made a worse version of Death Note. Fucking idiots. Anyway, the difference here is that they made a movie about Death Note, and Cowboy Bebop will be a TV miniseries, so they'll actually have time to expand on the characters. You'll spend time with them. And the cool thing about the show is that it's kind of a mystery, in a way. The main character, Spike, he's kind of a mystery. You know a little bit about his past, but not enough. And throughout the show, it's him dealing with the ghost of his past, in a way. It's I don't want to get too deep into it because, again, I really want people to watch the show. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's not just considered by me one of the greatest animes of all time. It's considered pretty much by everybody. Okay, well, where was I? All right, so Spike, his story in general, it's very interesting, and it's slow. It's a very slow burning show. There's a lot happening, but it's slow burning. The story is kind of slow burning. It almost feels like every episode is independent from each other until they reach the end. But it's how can I explain it? I'm trying to find the right words to not fuck it up. So, but actually, you know what? I won't even bother. I'll just say that it's better for it to be a TV miniseries. It's way better because Cowboy Bebop has one of the greatest endings in anime history, if arguably the best. Arguably. It's been used in other media a lot. And I wish I could tell you which ones, but I don't want to do spoilers because, again, it would be the ending. But they have used it a lot. A lot of creators make references to Cowboy Bebop. It's great. It was a great product of its time. It holds up really well. I didn't watch it in 99. I watched it a few years ago, and I loved it. I loved every single second of it. So here's the thing. Making it a TV series could be better. I think it's an adaptable show, and I think that if Netflix gives them the budget for it, it could be pretty cool. However, I do not like the casting. So far, I do not like the casting. So let me just read to you some of the secondary characters. So you got who you got? Mustafa Shakir. He's gonna play Jet, who's fine. I don't really care. I don't really know him that much. But Jet is, as long as he's a cool, like a bruiser, but who's charming and kind of a mentor-y, almost poetic at times, he should be good. Daniela Pineda, she's going to play Faye Valentine. I don't see it. Faye Valentine is also bounty hunter, but she's a femme fatale. I only know Pineda from Jurassic World, the Fallen Kingdom, and she wasn't memorable in it, and her character was in no way a femme fatale, but I'll give her the benefit of the doubt there. And Alex Hazel, who's going to play Vicious, who's one of the villains. Again, I don't know that guy, but just from his look, I don't think he fits the profile of Vicious. However, my big... Oh, and they also announced that Elena Satin, she's going to be playing... what's her name? She's going to be playing Julia, which is okay. That's fine. She's okay. My big issue here is with the main character, Spike. All right? Also, they haven't announced Ed or... What's the name of the dog? This is going to drive me nuts. Ein. Because there's a dog there. There's a corgi. Anyway, my big issue here is that the main character, Spike, is going to be played by John Cho. Now, John Cho, good actor. You know what? I can't say great. I'm going to say decent actor. Good. He's a funny guy. First off, he's kind of too old for the role. Spike is kind of a youngish dude. At least that's how he is portrayed in the anime. It's the future, so you really can't know how old he is. But whatever, he seems to be a young dude. But John Cho is nowhere near cool enough to play Spike Spiegel. Nowhere near. Spike is one of the coolest dudes in anime. And I IMDb'd this. Oh, I'm not IMDb. I Googled this. I just typed in coolest characters in anime. Guess who was number 2 on the list? Spike. He's... Okay. He has to be a guy who just chill, cooler than cool, relaxed, doesn't really matter, but who can kick your ass in a split second. The thing about him is that he looks so relaxed and so calm all the time, and all of a sudden he's super deadly while still being relaxed. His fighting style is really weird. It's really interesting. I have never seen John Cho as either cool or as deadly, as a good fighter. So, also, he's too old for it. So, to me, that's a bad start. That's a horrible, horrible start for the freaking show. Now, again, he's an actor. He might surprise me. He might actually be able to pull it off. I just don't see it off the top of my head. And it is concerning because, again, one of the coolest characters in anime history, in one of the best animes. You know what? I should bring in somebody one day who knows a lot of anime, so can we just discuss it? One day, just geek out. Because I have a lot of people actually reach out to me about anime. A lot. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned this. I'm glad you mentioned that. What'd you think of this? What'd you think of that? And it's fun. I'm not as in it as I probably should be because there's a lot of stuff. The problem is right now that I have a lot of stuff on my list. Like I started watching Cannon Busters on Netflix, which is so far it's interesting. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more stuff that I want to see. I just haven't gotten into it. I don't know why. My things that I want to watch is just way, way too deep. Anyway, where was I talking? Oh, yeah. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I was very upset when I found out about all this. First off, I was excited because, like, oh, yeah, live-action Cowboy Bebop. And then Netflix. Ugh. And then, oh, it's a miniseries. Okay. Then John Cho is going to play Spike. Ugh. So, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to pass judgment on this a little bit. I need to see something. I need to see a teaser, a trailer, or some artwork or something. But off the top of my head, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't. And historically, again, TV shows, anime adapted into live action has not worked. So far, historically, it has a bad track record. So I hope it works, honestly, because I want it to do well because I love the show. I love Cowboy Bebop, and I just don't want this to become another Lion King situation, where they just fuck it up. Or any other anime or Death Note situation where they just, fuck it up. Or, where a Ghost in the Shell situation where they just, fuck it up. Or, what was it? A Bleach situation where they just, fuck it up. Or a Full Metal Alchemist situation where they just, fucked it up. Or an Attack on Titan situation where they just, completely and totally did not give a fuck about anything and just blew the shit out of the entire fucking story. It was brutal. Brutal. It's one of the worst things I've ever sat through in my life. Honestly, okay, no, that's a lie. Because the first half was bad. Attack on Titan, they made a live action film. It's horrible. They made 2, actually. The first half, it's like, ugh, this is stupid. This is bad. This is horribly bad. The second half, they just didn't give a fuck. And it was like you were watching a completely different thing. And honestly, I enjoyed laughing at how much they did not give a fuck. It has nothing to do with anything related to Attack on Titan, but I just laughed my ass off. I just laughed hard at how nonsensical this was. So if you went in there expecting it to be Attack on Titan, it wasn't going to be. Fortunately, I went there just expecting to see how they're going to fuck it up more, and they did. So I got to enjoy how they fucked it up, but yeah, they fucked it up. Point is, bad track record. Bad track record all around. John Cho, decent guy, decent actor. I would not have cast him here for this role. So who would I have used? It's got to be somebody younger who's super cool. And I mean, a really laid-back, cool guy. Off the top of my head, here's the problem when you're trying to cast animated character, or a character who's larger than life. It's really hard to find a real person who's larger than life. Really, really hard. So honestly, I'm not even going to try right now. I'm going to try to make my brain try to see John Cho in it, and it's going to fail miserably. But anyway, I also saw the artwork, well, the first poster for The Mandalorian, which is the TV show for Disney Plus, the Star Wars TV show. It actually looks pretty good. All the artwork looks pretty cool, looks pretty interesting. That show might be the best thing that we see from Star Wars this decade. I'm not kidding. And by that, I mean its only real competition this decade is Rogue One. So it might actually be better than that if it's well made, and if Disney finds a way to not continue to fuck up the franchise. But you know what? That's it. I'm done for today. There's too many fuck ups. I'm pissed off about too many things. I've read a whole bunch of stuff on the news about issues here in California, and I'm just pissed off. I'm not in a good mood today. Anyway, that's it. That's it for today. Hopefully the weekend will get better. I got a bunch of stuff planned. So, tomorrow I'm gonna hang. I'll wait and I'll share Monday. So that's it for today. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can always find me at Dario the Show on Instagram. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again tomorrow.